If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. We've been waiting for this new Isaiah Rashad record for quite some time now. Ever since TDE posted that countdown, that the wait is over post that everyone thought Kendrick was meant with, we knew that something new was gonna come. Everybody kind of knew it was Isaiah, but we still had our hopes up for Kendrick. But then it turned out to be Isaiah with his new single Lay With Ya, which of course we all appreciate because Isaiah has been laying low for quite some time now, and this also meant that there was a new album in the works. Now we know that this record was The House Is Burning, which is not out yet and which we actually haven't gotten an official announcement for until now. But let's talk about what we've gotten so far before getting into the announcement post and the release date and what we know about it so far. So we had that single Lay With Ya after that TDE The Wait Is Over post, which I didn't like too much. I thought it was not like a classic Isaiah single. I don't think that he really mastered that style yet. That very southern style, that 3 6 Mafia sample. We had Duke Deuce on there who killed it. He kind of saved the track, but for Isaiah personally, I wasn't, too fond of. But then we also got that Headshots for the Locals track, which I thought was way more in Isaiah's style, and I loved the vibe of it. It reminded me a lot of like the Sun's Tirade, or even before that Sylvia demo as well, of that style, that classic old Isaiah that we all fell in love with and that we all, came to appreciate. And that's why I love this single a lot more. I've been listening to it way more than Lay With Ya when that came out, and it's the track that I probably go to, more than Lay With Ya. Anyway, so that was kind of our introduction to this. After Lay With Ya, I was kind of worried that the new album was going to be in that style, that the new album was going to be something completely different than what we've been getting from Isaiah. But that Headshot single kind of reassured me that he's not, delving off too much. But anyway, let's get into what you're actually here for, which is that announcement post. We got the cover art, we got the release date, so let's talk about it. So he took to social media to announce that The House Is Burning is dropping on July 30th, which is still this month in 3 weeks. So this is kind of a classic rollout. We've gotten 2 singles so far. We got an announcement 3 weeks before the album is coming out. We're probably going to get the track list the week that it's dropping. We're going to get another single probably next week or the week after. And that's kind of that, classic timeline for an album rollout. And we've been knowing about this album for some time now. We knew about the title. We knew about, that it was coming soon because TDE made such a big deal out of it. So this is something that, we were just waiting for it to get. We also got the cover art, which is a drawing of a house that is burning. It's in like a very crayon type of way. I love the style of it. I think the color palette fits that vibe perfectly. So I can't really complain. I love stuff like this. There was also another graphic that he posted with it, which was this Isaiah Rashad, July 30th, and then the TDE logo in the same style as the cover. So I guess they're going to use that as kind of promotional material too, just to get people hyped up for the album, A lot of people covered this so far because it is a pretty big deal. Isaiah is one of those people on TDE that, is kind of an underdog. People really like him as their, lesser known artist. He's not very mainstream. Of course, The Sun's Tirade did pretty well. Also before that, being co-signed by Kendrick is always something that's going to get you some attention. But I believe there's a lot more left in his career that he can really get out of himself, that he can give to the world in terms of artistic creativity, in terms of vision of, making music, thinking about what he wants to do with the music. This is the first record that he's made sober. If I, recollect correctly, someone told me that in the comments. I kind of double checked it. And I think that can be a factor playing into this because so far a lot of Isaiah's life has been dealing with the struggles of addiction of all types of, alcohol, of other drugs. So for him to be in a better headspace in general will definitely reflect in the music as well. I think he's going to try a lot of new sounds on this new album, as we've seen with the Lay With Ya record. I also think that the Headshot single fits the cover art way better than Lay With Ya. I really don't know if Lay With Ya is going to be on the record. Also, judging from the song titles, I know this should not matter as much, and it probably doesn't, but to me it's just kind of always an argument, which is that the Lay With Ya title was all in caps on streaming on wherever, and that Headshot single, it was in lowercase, or like in, you know, the first letter capitalized. And usually when artists do these types of, you know, artistic capitalization or whatever, they go through with it all the way. They're like, you know, all singles from that album are capitalized, like Travis Scott did on Astroworld, or they're just capitalized normally. So for him to have two different ways of, you know, spelling the titles, I think that does play a role. And that Headshot single fits the cover art of The House Is Burning way more than Lay With Ya. And judging from the different capitalizations, I'm guessing Lay With Ya will not be on the record. I think Lay With Ya was just kind of a comeback for him to get people talking again, even though I really would not have chosen that record. I really dislike it. In terms of Isaiah's part, it's just not really his, not really in his repertoire to do that. Maybe in the future it'll work, but I hope that we're gonna get more of that Headshots type of vibe on The House Is Burning. And I think that's also what is gonna come out to, judging from, as I said, the different ways that the titles are spelled, and also how they just connect to the cover art. The cover art kind of, to me, represents this house that is burning, but it's in like a very, not a serious way. You know, it's all like in this cartoony style and no one's really doing anything about it. So I'm guessing it's going to be more of that laid back style. But yeah, that's all interpretation right now. We really don't know that yet. We don't have a track list yet. We don't know if Lay With Ya is going to be on it. We don't know if Headshot is going to be on it, but I'm guessing also because the Headshots dropped only a couple of weeks ago, while Lay With Ya was back in April, I believe, which was still a long time ago. So I think that was just a comeback single, and now we're getting into the actual singles for this new record. The House Is Burning is dropping July 30th, Isaiah Rashad's new album. So I'm excited for it, man. And that's all my thoughts on this, all my speculations, all my theories, all that. But now I want to know what you think about this. Are you excited for The House Is Burning? Have you been waiting for 5 years now to get a new Isaiah record, or did you just jump on the hype train ever since Lay With Ya dropped? Do you think Lay With Ya is going to be on the record? That's something I'm genuinely interested in. Really let me know in the comments. I like that Headshot single way more. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on the cover art, on the release date, how you think we're going to proceed in the rollout for the record. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.